What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear 9.58? It's likely that quite a few of you know that 9.58 is the world record for the 100-meter dash or sprint, and that's owned by Usain Bolt. Almost everyone knows that. Let's extend the quiz. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear 10.3? You don't quite know. Do you know who Anil Kumar Prakash is? Maybe a few of you know. And what if I told you that Anil Kumar Prakash is the record holder for the 100-meter dash in India? He is the fastest Indian at 10.3 seconds. And just let that sink for a minute. 9.58 seconds, the world's fastest 100-meter runner. Everyone in the world, almost everyone in the world, knows of Usain Bolt. 10.3 seconds. And not a lot of us know about Anil Kumar Prakash. The difference between everyone knowing who you are and not a lot of people knowing who you are is 0.7 seconds over a 100-meter distance. 0.7 seconds, less than a second. Less than a second. In the last episode 6 of Warikoo Wednesday Season 2, I spoke about how goals may not be the right way for you to approach life, how they might be allowing you not to achieve what your true potential could be because you might be settling for something lesser, or you might be just assuming that you're capable of a lot more. Instead, start thinking of your life in terms of habits, habit forming, discipline. And there were a lot of people that wrote in saying, hey, we have to have goals, and of course that's the right way for approaching life and so on. And look, I understand what I'm saying is something that's counterintuitive to what most general conventional wisdom has told us over these years. But my admission is that if you do consider setting goals in life, you have no choice but to compare yourself with the absolute best in the world. Because here's the truth, the standards of success today are brutal. And as the world is being designed to become more and more comfortable with making things easier for us, it's making us fall into the trap that we think that the standards are defined by us. But the world is defining the standards for us. So if at all we are becoming part of the rat race, willingly so, we have no choice but to accept the world's definition of success as the absolute standard. How often, when we are writing a resume, when we're writing our profile, we would start speaking about things that we are emotionally attached to, that we are professionally proud of, that we are personally proud of. And we just recognize people don't care. They just don't react to it. And we wonder why. And it's largely because that's who you think you are, and that's your measurement of what you are good at or not good at. But the world is not comparing you with you. The world is comparing you with everyone else that they can compare yourself with. And they cannot or don't need to fall for anything lesser. They're going to absolutely marry themselves into the best. And if you're not that person, you have no choice and you have no alternative. So if you do consider setting goals in life, you cannot not be the best in what you do. There is no excuse. There is no alternative. There is nothing that you can choose lesser than what the world is absolutely adoring, looking up to, or at least is aware of. And that's why maybe habits are a slightly easier but a long-term commitment. And I go back to what I said in the last episode, that when you marry yourself into habits, into the discipline of doing something every day, every week, every hour, every year, you suddenly don't care about where it's taking you. And it's quite likely it'll take you far beyond what you had yourself ever imagined, maybe the best in the world. And that's when you will not be proud of the goal that you've hit, but be proud of the habit that you have formed. But in the end, episode 7, Warikoo Wednesday Season 2, is you have no choice when you're setting goals, but to set the goal at the absolute highest standard. Because the standards for success in this world are brutal. And that 0.7 second difference between everyone knowing you and very few of us knowing them is all that it takes for you to have a life that is fulfilling, or a life that you feel did not get you where you wanted to go. Until next week, see you all.